I knew that she was different. She had expressed, you know, I've had these surgeries, and you know, to me it was something that she was sort of trying to make me recognize, but in another way, I think that she was saying, I don't want you to pay attention to this. So for me, it was about not paying attention to it and really helping her to fine tune her instrument as a dancer, which is her body. And she was very curious about some of the things that I was saying to her about the way she was holding her shoulders or the way she was holding her chin in relationship to the shape of her neck. She'd be like, I can't do that. And I was like, no, you're doing it right now. You're actually, you've changed it. I'm looking at you and you've changed it. But I don't think that she was getting that kind of feedback. And after, you know, the surgeries, things were different. So for me, it was not about correcting, but more about improving. And I think for her, it was about a different approach. Someone who had a different view of what to her was her everyday.
At age 3, I went to the Star Center Nutcracker.
She was all dressed up, she was beautiful, took her in. I didn't really think she'd sit through it. It was such a long performance, but she didn't even sit down. She stood up with her mouth wide open.
I was immediately mesmerized. I saw the little sugar plum fairy just dancing on their tiptoes so gracefully, and that was when I first had experience with dance, and I just fell in love. And I looked at my mom with my big eyes and I was like, Mom, I want
to be her when I grow up. And I looked at her and I said, okay, let's do it. When she told me that she wanted to dance, you know, after I'd been told that she wouldn't live to be 1, I thought, shoot for your dreams, let's do it. You know, and then she was always being seen by specialists for her spine, and I was always under the, you know, they were always going back and forth watching her spine with her dancing, seeing how it was being affected, if it was a good thing, if it was a bad thing. They all came to the conclusion that dancing was okay for her. And so it just ended up, she became stronger and stronger and stronger. And as her spine curved one way on the bottom, it would go another way on the top. And she is where she is today. Everything is in her spine, except for her neck area where she had to have her surgery, it is now fused. So she is now clear to dance and do the flips and do whatever she couldn't do beforehand.
I started going to Florida Dance Theater, which is where I found Freddie, and he immediately just took me in his arms, and he was very welcoming. And then he opened up his new studio, and I'm like, I'm going. So I went to his studio, and that's where I am now.
Most times when someone is what I would consider to be extraordinary, that you have to look past that. And so for me, I looked past it, and I saw the willingness to try and make changes to it, but to still develop the rest of her body as a dancer. So it wasn't like we were just focusing on her spine, we were focusing on her spine in relationship to her body.
I was told so many times I wouldn't be able to crawl, I wouldn't be able to walk, I wouldn't be able to speak, I wouldn't be able to move my neck. I had so many limitations in my physical life that I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things. I wasn't even supposed to live past 1, and here I am. But never let a doctor tell you what you can and cannot do, because there's always a way. God always has a plan for you. There's always miracles in sight for you. There's always something that can brighten up your day and make it a little bit better.